Welcome to another week of Your Image Public Relations Program, the one that mirrors the society. We are interested in ensuring that there is sanity, there is peace, there is growth and development in the society. And of course this week we are much more concerned about the Asuu strike, which has also been prolonged. And we are worried, can we continue, can we sustain this strike? Can we continue to have people who will be sitting at home, jobless, having problems, moving forward, generating new ideas to meet with the challenges of Nigeria? I still have seated with me this week, I have Dr. Oluwagbemiga, the chairman, Asuu, Federal University of Agriculture branch in Abeokuta here. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
I also have with me the man who is leading the National Youth Council in Ogun State. That's talking about the comrade Abdul-Jabbar Ayela. You're welcome.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you.
Good evening, and good evening, viewers at home.
You are in front of this platform.
Very well.
And we've been missing you for some time. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, we thank God.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Chief Samson Oluwarotimi Oderinde is also an administrator. He has been a member of a government council of a university, that is Olabisi Onabanjo University in Ogun State. You're welcome, sir.
A pleasure.
Yes, the issue we have discussed about why this strike has to be sustained. But beyond that, we must look forward. We must find a solution. We must come together and find a solution to this problem. Government must do something, Asuu must do something, and the society too must lend their hand in doing something. They must say something. So Dr. Adeleye, with your genuine grievances and interest in bettering the lot in the academic institutions and even the students who are the future leaders of this country, what is your own take as to the way forward?
Thank you. Without wasting time, the old take about going forward is for parents and all well-meaning Nigerians to stand up and tell this government what they should do in terms of ending the strike. And there are no two ways about it. They should attend to the demands of Asuu. Now, the demands of Asuu, what are the demands that we are talking about? The demands are good funding for the universities, revitalizing the university environment for students to have effective learning. We are talking about a good condition of service that will allow the teachers to really impact purposefully on the students. We are talking about an environment, a university environment, every tower that can compete globally, and even getting products that we also compete. We have been doing that. Our products from Nigerian universities are competing globally, but we still have issues even with our university system. Gone were the days when the likes of Unilag, UI, were contending with universities in Great Britain. And you see our universities attracted even foreign, both experts and teachers, who are still in our universities till date. But we don't have such anymore. Nobody will live wherever he is from. Nobody will live, even from West Africa, will leave his abode and come and take a job to earn 416,000 naira a month in Nigeria as a professor.
Well, I believe that if the environment is very okay, I think even the issue of salaries may be something little.
It's not. It's part. Do you know how much 416,000 is equivalent to in dollars? Maybe we should start looking at that. And so if a teacher in Ghana, a lecturer in Ghana, or a lecturer in Makerere University, which happens at one time when we were growing up, was within the first 5 or 6 in the whole world. The Makerere too is nowhere anymore. When UI2 was a very...
But when we look at the currency, can we juxtapose that?
Currency?
Yes.
It takes...
Because the value of the currency of a nation,
the economy,
I think it matters more.
The economy of Nigeria lies solely on exchange rate on dollars. And so our purchasing power lies on what dollar is vis-a-vis the equivalent in Nigeria currency. And so that is how we survive.
Okay.
And so the issue here is students, for which we are students. We have some of our members that are students. Parents, for which we are parents. We are in locus parentis. When all parents are sleeping, we are the ones taking care of the students or the students. So we also stand in as in locus parentis. And then stakeholders, for which we are also part of. Everybody should not stay in their comfort zone as we are, should be outright there
in the academic
lending their voice
just
to make government do the needful. Thank you.
In the academic environment, you are just a stakeholder. We still have other stakeholders. So, yeah, of course, we have the chairman, National Youth Council in Ogun State, Comrade Abdul Elagbe. You've been listening to us, and I know you should be concerned. What is your take on this issue, and which way forward?
Well, thank you very much. Like it has been, it was said last week and even this week. You see, we are so much concerned as young people of Nigeria because
you are not showing it.
Wait. Looking at our history, the strike. The strike in Nigerian university is when you talk about Nigerian universities today, or when you talk about Nigerian educational sector today, one thing that quickly comes to your mind is strike.
So which way forward?
You know, which forward rests on all the stakeholders, all of us, and this way forward starts from the government.
Okay.
You see, there must be commitment on the part of government towards bettering, towards having a better educational system. You see, we must not forget that when we have a better, a quality environment for education, when we have conducive environment for education, students will learn better. We will have good educational system. When students have good education, that will lead to critical thinking. Critical thinking will lead to innovation.
The use of nowadays.
Innovation will lead to development. So when we don't have a good educational system, there will never be development, there will never be innovation. We will continue to be where we are. So government as the leading stakeholder must be committed to having a better system. What is in all this 2009 agreement, 2000 this agreement? Government must show commitment. When you make a vow, when you decide to do something, you must try as much as possible to fulfill your responsibilities. You see, that is number one. Number two, government must also show commitment to education with regards to enrollment of their own children in the public education system. You see, one of those things, and I make this presentation on behalf of youth of Ogun State and that of Southwest at the last constitutional review by Nigerian House of Representatives in Lagos, that one of those things that can bring back the lost glory of Nigerian educational system is to have all people that are earning from public account of Nigeria to enroll their children in Nigerian educational system. If governors, if presidents, if ministers, if commissioners have their children studying in Nigerian university, having their children studying in our primary school, having their children studying in our secondary school, they will never allow this strike to be prolonged like this. it doesn't surprise you that since we returned to civil rule in 1999.
Let me put it to you. Let
okay,
me put it to you.
Okay.
We are all witnesses to the development so far in the nation. We remember in those days the Alemo School episode. We remember Okewu era, and I am not too sure that that enigmatic approach, that visionary approach, that strong belief, and the critical thinking that you talked about is being applied nowadays. Why do I say so? Young, particularly the youth, are the ones who can propel positive actions to be taken. When you notice laxity in an environment, then you must push forward and ensure that appropriate actions are done. Look at the NGOs. I believe that they also have a critical role to play in this issue we are talking about. And the youth are so many in that region. Well, let me put it to you that the scenario that we have nowadays is different. In those days, we see spontaneous reaction from youths who will make creative demands and ensure that certain things are brought to bear in the development of the nation. What is happening now?
Well, thank you. With regards to spontaneous reaction, our young people today, particularly those who are still within the university system, are doing their best too. You will recall that the leadership of National Association of Nigerian Students had on their own as a critical stakeholder within the university system has also lent their voice to appeal to both government and Asuu to please shelve this right. You will recall at a particular time that as the NAS president, who is also a young people in his own right, led NAS executive to meet with the Honorable Minister of Education. You will recall that at that meeting, Minister of Education worked away on them, and when he worked away, they demanded for his immediate removal before people now started appealing to them and all sorts of it. And don't also forget that part of spontaneous reaction that this set of people who are stakeholders within the university system, our colleagues, they did was to ask government was to move to the street of Abuja to say government that to tell government that enough is enough. You cannot continue doing this to our future while you have your own children elsewhere studying and the like. So young people are not resting on our hooks. They are trying as much as possible as stakeholders within that university system to lend their voice to ensure that we have a better educational system.
Yeah, besides talking, there are some blueprints that they come up with to show the nation that, okay, this is a way forward, and the thing is publicized, is brought to the fore in the society for them to understand that these are all probable solutions to this issue.
Well, I think most of that was done. Okay. I may not be in the right position to started listing them, but it was done, and they continue they continue pressing on government to ensure that this is quickly done.
Thank you very much, Chief. Well, I specifically mentioned Chief because in the society we have elders, and you belong to part of the stakeholders who, according to the law, will say that that is you will not allow a child head to bend somehow without you doing something. So what are the elders in the nation? What are they doing? The traditional rulers and the like, what are they doing?
In those days, we normally have stakeholders, and the stakeholders will be fed with good information by Asuu. Asuu, I'm not sure is doing much of that now. Those days, Okewo and others will carry the elders along, they will visit obas, visit churches, and educate them. What is the situation? What do you want? How do you want to achieve it? What the government is doing, or what they should do and they have not done. So,
I'm sure the Asuu chairman will respond to that.
So they will be so educated, and they will have informed opinion and the information upon which to react. Then the elders will now take on the government, the president, the governors, and what have you, and before you know it, they will have come to a consensus, and there will be solution. I want to believe that the student unions and what have you of today are not that courageous. They are not bold as we used to have those days. Students of those days are crowd movers. They are shakers of the society. They will talk and everybody will want to listen. You see, but that much is not being done right now. Asuu itself has not done much of contacting all the stakeholders.
Consultation.
So there's the breakdown of communication and stakeholdership. That is my stake.
The chairman, you have been challenged, and
let me briefly.
Okay. Yeah.
With all due respect to Chief, maybe Chief wanted to say that the students harm were not giving sound information to the elders, because I heard him mention Okewo, who happens to
but
be.
Okewo was president at that time.
Or students.
So it's still referring to the
student movement.
Okay.
Student movement.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a student movement. So I would not want to delve much into that. We had robust consultation, and I will just pick on it. Now, kindly recall 2020 when we were to suspend that strike 2020. It was at the instance of the Speaker House of Assembly.
House of Reps.
Yes,
House of Reps.
House of Reps, yes. And then the Senate leader, the Senate President, the Chief of Staff, and well, including the Minister of Education. Now, immediately we were to embark on this present strike. We moved around. The Chief of Staff, Professor Gambari, was kind of laid back for whatever reason. Ingige was laid back. Adamu could not be found. The Minister of State for Education was just somewhere, maybe gathering his 100 million for funds, was evasive.
And that I don't happen.
And that, no, I'm just telling you, it was a long walk.
Okay.
And we went on and on a lot of press conferences. At the long run, by the time we were to commence the strike, NAREC, the religious leaders, camp president, the Sultan, together with some groups, they came, interfaced with the leadership of Asuu. And because of that interaction, we moved the strike that we were supposed to commence December 2021, moved it to Unilag, and said by February 14, the time we would have given them enough time to interface with Mr. President, and then give us if they are giving us a positive feedback, we would have tarried. But they came and told us the same whole story. And so we were left with no other option than to commence the strike February 14. And we first gave a rollover of 1 month. Rollover of 1 month because the minister suddenly appeared, Minister of Education, and then he was saying, where is Asuu? I couldn't find Asuu. Okay, we are here. But that statement was just off.
Well, we were told that government didn't have money to to take care of those social demands.
That statement infuriates me. But they had money to give Afghanistan. They had money to 4 trillion overnight to clear up subsidy that this present government, by the time they were coming in, they said there was nothing like subsidy. But they had 4 trillion to cough out almost overnight. It's not up to 24 hours.
Maybe that was budgeted.
The same 4 trillion or thereabout. You can, just days ago, when the aviation industry threatened, they were looking for money. 4 trillion came out overnight, and a strike that was to commence early in the morning was averted. I mean, how much are we asking for? How much are we asking for, both for revitalization and increments in salaries? Is it up to 4 trillion? No. If they could cough out 4 trillion overnight, 4, almost 12 trillion, and that 12 trillion will take care of our salaries for how many years?
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Sir, 100 million.
Let me ask you this question.
100 million. That 100 million that one person in government is using to buy from.
No, wait.
A professor will live for 20 years.
I understand.
Untouched.
I understand.
100 million. And you are saying that there's no money.
Dr. Adile,
no, there's money in this.
Dr. Adile, let me just ask you this question. Perhaps the energy that Asuu is deploying on this strike could have been deployed to doing consultation within the ministries and some government functionaries, so that probably certain results will have come out. Because if you do underground, no, I'm just asking, did they do that?
I just gave you the hierarchy of people that we consulted between December 2020, when we suspended the last strike, and February 14, 2022. So how much of consultation do you want to... Look, we met with Mr. President, and Mr. President at that meeting came up with a tripartite, a 3-man committee, the Minister of Education, the Minister of Labour, and the Chief of Staff, to interface with Asuu and give him a feedback within a specified time, almost a month. And now we are almost four months into. Even the President is not asking those 3 people, where's the report?
Comrade Ayelagi, with this scenario, what, in your own view, do you think is the way forward?
Well, the way forward is to appeal to the two sides, both the government and Asuu, to do the needful in the interest of our colleagues, who are, our youth, our students who are in the universities, and in the interest of Nigerian future. Because, you know, like I said it the other time, when we have a enabling environment for studying, the student will have, both student and the research that lecturers or what have you, the research they carry out in the university leads to a lot of innovations for the system, and innovation will lead to development. So we appeal to them, to government, to do the needful.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Chief, well, we have talked about Asuu, we have talked about government, and we have also talked about the society. The private sector, do they have a role to play in this? Can they come up and also, as they support some projects and ideas and research, can they come up in this area too?
I think that is very, very important. We have canvassed for that over years, that industrial concerns should sponsor research, take up one infrastructural development or the other in various universities, and contribute to educational development. I think they are lukewarm in that direction. They are not forthcoming. And that will have helped the system a lot. In other safe places, industrial concerns sponsor researchers. to put infrastructure in place in universities and other tertiary institutions, so that that would help to grow their businesses.
Research could be further supported.
Yes.
Universities could be strengthened, and government could also be supported in ensuring that this lack of funds can be reduced to a very serious level. It is to that extent that I'm going to end this chat. It's been wonderful, very interesting, and I want to thank Dr. Oluwagbemiga Adeleye for your own input.
You're welcome.
It's been wonderful, and I hope when next we call on you, you oblige us.
Always at your service.
Abdul-Jabbar Ayelagbe.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being part of us today again.
Thank you, sir.
And I believe you'll join us next time.
By the fair grace of Almighty God.
Thank you, Lord. Chief, I've been searching for you for so long. Thank God you are with us today. Well, we look unto others to do a lot more to help us in this quagmire. Thank you so much for being part of us today. Abias, you've been a wonderful time with us. Please join us and support us on this program. We are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, and the like. Just Pr-Primus and link us with us. You can advertise on this program, you can also sponsor this program. Thank you for being part of us every week. Now, until next time, please join us. Have a nice time.
One experts enjoy true feelings, a flood of emotions, the taste of victory. Are you ready?